Hey everybody, welcome back to Starflag Media Gaming. If gaming hardware already feels too expensive, I've got bad news for you. Right before CES 2026, Asus quietly warned its partners about upcoming price hikes across parts of its gaming hardware lineup. And we're not even 5 days into 2026. No big press release, no flashy announcement, just a letter saying that prices are going up starting January 5th, which at the time of this recording is now. And the reason they gave matters a lot more than the price hike itself. Well, if you thought it was more tariffs, like Ethan Gatch always says, well, it isn't. Because it isn't tariffs, it isn't about inflation, and it isn't about gamers suddenly demanding more power. It's about AI. And according to multiple reports, this same pressure could delay next gen consoles and make PC gaming even less affordable than it already is. I'm kind of okay with that. I'll touch upon that on the next video. Well, Asus is one of the biggest names in PC gaming hardware at this moment. They make motherboards, GPUs, laptops, handhelds, and devices like the already $1,000 ROG Xbox Ally X. So, when Asus tells partners that strategic price adjustments are coming, it's not a bluff. In a December 30th letter, Asus executive Liao Yang explained why prices are going up, and the language is important. He pointed directly to DRAM shortages and NAND and SSD supply gaps and higher costs tied to advanced manufacturing. But the core reason behind all of it was simple. The AI arms race is absorbing manufacturing capacity at a scale that gaming hardware is just not able to compete with. Here's the uncomfortable truth, guys. AI companies don't care about the price sensitivity. All they care about right now is scale. When Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, OpenAI need compute, they don't negotiate the way gaming hardware companies do. They just straight up buy stuff, which means memory manufacturers prioritize AI contracts. Foundries allocate capacity to enterprise customers, and gaming hardware becomes the lower priority business. They're going to start selling a subscription, boys. You'll own nothing and you'll love it. Well, at least that's what they think. Asus didn't say this directly, but didn't have to. When DRAM, NAND, and SSDs get scarce, they're products that rely on consumer margins feel it first. And that pressure doesn't stop Asus. And it doesn't stop at Asus either. Reports of a South Korea factories suggest that Nvidia and AMD are already planning GPU price increases in 2026. That's for the current GPUs that are already out. The most extreme claim floating around is that cards like the RTX 5090, already rumored at $2,000, could climb as high as $5,000 by the end of the year. And guys, that's for an incremental bump. Even if that number never truly happens, it almost doesn't matter. A few $100 more per GPU is already enough to push mid-range PC builds out of reach. It's going to extend upgrade cycles and lock new players out of the ecosystem entirely. PC gaming already has an affordability problem if you're going high end, and AI isn't fixing it, it's accelerating it. This is where things kind of get interesting when you think about next gen consoles, and they could be getting hit too. According to Insider Gaming, some hardware manufacturers are already discussing delays to next gen consoles like the PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox. Hell, we don't even know what the price for the Valve Steam machine is yet. All these price hikes can't be helping it. And not because the chips don't exist, by the way. but because the memory does. RAM pricing is becoming volatile, and consoles rely largely on that. Unified memory pools, right? If those components stay expensive, launching a $500 or $600 console becomes almost impossible. I've already let that dream go when the current Xbox Series X costs $750. The current PlayStation Pro is right up there with it. $800 if you want a disk drive. The reported thinking right now is that delaying the next gen hardware into 2028 or beyond could give memory manufacturers time to expand capacity and then hopefully stabilize pricing. That's a huge shift. Consoles used to be stable, predictable, part of gaming hardware. We knew 5 or 6 years in, top 7, we got a new system. But now they're competing with AI just like everyone else. Ironically, it's taking their jobs. Zoom out just for a moment. Microsoft, Nvidia, and what's coming is a big pivot. And then you can see that this pattern becomes clear. For companies like them, like Microsoft and Nvidia, gaming is no longer the center of their business strategy. AI clearly is. Gaming hardware, which was once the flagship, is now a smaller line item on a balance sheet, dominated by enterprises and AI contracts. Now, that doesn't mean that gaming is dead or that it's just going to go away, but it can become a very expensive, very niche hobby like it used to be. And unless the AI market collapses completely, which is possible but unlikely, that imbalance isn't going to go anywhere anytime soon. For players, this creates a few hard realities. Hardware upgrades will cost more, console launches will slip, and the idea of cheap entry points into gaming on the PC side especially is going to get harder to maintain. Cloud gaming, subscriptions, and ecosystem lock-in suddenly become more affordable and make more sense from a business perspective. This is where things like Game Pass and GeForce become the thing where people go to game because they can't afford a gaming rig. You know, hardware was just cost more. Gaming is endangered a bit. It's getting more expensive. It's more centralized, more constrained by forces that have nothing to do with the games themselves. This business model will remove ownership, unfortunately, flexibility, and control from players. Asus didn't start this trend. They just said the quiet part out loud. AI is reshaping the entire tech industry, and gaming is caught in the crossfire. Whether that leads to delayed consoles, $3,000 GPUs, or a permanent shift in how games are delivered, we're about to find out. We're going to find out faster than you think, because 2026 isn't just another hardware cycle. It might be the year that gamers stopped being the priority customer. Thank you guys for joining me here as always at Starflag Media Gaming. Leave a like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below. What do you guys think is the future with all of these price increases? As always, we will catch you in the next video.